This First Case Articles on the Go feature is titled Pre-Admission Testing, written by Paul Wafer, BS, MBA, RN. Many hospitals have nursing staff dedicated to collecting data like patient social and medical history, current medications, and assessing them prior to the day of surgery. This is done to ensure that the patient is medically prepared for the operation, to reduce the potential for cancellation the day of surgery, and to decrease the time required to prepare the patient on the day of surgery by providing education and instructions. There is much variability between hospitals as to how these patients are scheduled for a pre-admission interview and which patients are interviewed face-to-face or by phone interview. Whether the pre-op interview is scheduled by the surgeon's office or the hospital, we recommend that you develop a few screening questions that can be used as an algorithm to determine whether or not a face-to-face interview is necessary. Along with screening questions, the type of surgery may also impact the type of interview. We are now seeing specific procedures that are attached to Enhanced Recovery After Surgery (ERAS) protocols requiring a face-to-face visit. In both scenarios, the time required by the nurse to take the history, provide education, and complete paperwork may require 30 minutes or longer. This process can be lengthened further if there are no patient orders, which then requires a phone call to the physician's office if the patient has language barriers or if the patient is elderly and frail. Add the time necessary to locate test results from outside labs and clinics and to track down consents or history and physicals, and it can take up to 1 hour per patient. This means that the typical RN can only assess 8 to 12 patients per day. To put that in perspective, the typical hospital that is performing 30 cases per day may have 3 or more nurses working in the preoperative assessment department. A nurse making $40 per hour may have an annual cost of $108,000 per year with benefits, so the personnel cost for this department totals over $324,000 annually. Modern technology also has a solution to this problem. The low-tech solution is to develop a patient form that is given to the patient at the surgeon's office with all of the screening questions. The patient completes the information and faxes it to the pre-admission dedicated fax line. This alone could save 20 minutes per patient and provide more timely and accurate information. The high-tech solution is to provide an online patient portal that allows the patient to answer all of the questions. Using either the low-tech or high-tech solution allows the nurse to review the information more quickly. While compliance may be low initially, a solid communication and implementation plan should be able to entice at least 50% of patients to use this option. Even the reduction of 1 FTE in this area has a positive financial impact on the organization. The final responsibility of this department is to ensure the chart is as complete as possible prior to the day of surgery, including verification that any additional screening has been completed. An essential component is to have a clear and concise method of communicating any missing pieces of information to be collected or tests that need to be performed upon arrival to the preoperative admission unit the day of surgery. Finding ways to make it easier for the RNs in pre-admission testing to collect patient information and improving efficiency within this department will reduce costs and ensure that all patient information is available prior to the patient's procedure. As always, thanks for listening to this episode of First Case Articles on the Go.